I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Yes, we've gone early. We've got my hair's a little bit of a mess because it is like windy as oh hell outside. We're going a little early here because we're waiting for the news. Lamar Jackson, of course. Lamar Jackson, of course, got the franchise tag, but he got the non-exclusive franchise tag. So we're looking at $32.1 million for Mr. Jackson if he decides to sign with the Baltimore Ravens or any other team in the league. We're still waiting for the official word from Daniel Jones. And you know, it's funny. They had a report on ESPN that Daniel Jones basically came out and said, or his agency came out and said, if we don't get this done by 4:00, that we are going to just let it go. Let it go, let it go. So we're waiting to see what happens. We got talk with Zoe in the room. We got my brother Dom in. We got Chris for the love of MMA dropping it as well. Hey Tim, up to you, boss. Of course, I want to get the news bad over sooner than later, but we got to keep googling. Where everyone's googling. So you know what? I want everyone to get on the Google sphere. I'm gonna pull up the Google on my end and let's figure out what the hell's going on because, like I said, it's a little interesting that the Daniel Jones came out and said, their agents came out and said that if we don't get this done, this was just reported on ESPN, that they are not going to negotiate with the Giants until the summer. That destroys the Giants basically salary-wise. That destroys their salary cap. That stops them from doing anything in free agency. And all I have to say to DJ is, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you because you're not worth it. You're not worth the 40. I mean, it's going to be one of those things that we're waiting 6 minutes in here. Hopefully everyone's still Googling. We got OGR Sports in the room. We got JJ also dropping and saying, what's up, Tim? What's up, OGR? What's going on? Everything's good, man. We got to see what's going on. We got Jonathan said, let him walk. Not worth 40. Definitely not worth 32. Average quarterback. I think the Baltimore Ravens has shown the way. You sit there and you have a quarterback of the skill set of Lamar Jackson, and you just use the non-exclusive tag on. That means someone can go, and my fear is like someone like Washington is going to give him a boatload of cash, and we're going to have to face him twice in the division. Then my other fear is that Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets. And then my other fear is we have Daniel Jones. And those are big fears. Those are big fears to have. Usually it's spiders. I hate spiders. I told the story once when I had an apartment in Florida. There was a big banana tree spider, like this big, and I almost I almost took out a Glock 19 and shot through the ceiling. That's how much I hate spiders. But right now I got more spiders than this. What does Ben have to say? Ben says Daniel Jones can kick the rocks. I agree. Chris has to say, what is Chris MMA? After the amen to him, deep down, we want to see him walk and tag Barkley. I do. I get worried though that you're coming in this much late. You got 4 minutes. So are they working out a deal? Are they playing hardball? If Joe Shane gives Daniel Jones $40 million and gives him 4 or 5 years, it's a bad thing. It's not a good thing. And I know people will say, well, the salary cap is going to go up exponentially every year. Really, they thought that during the COVID years too. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen in the marketplace. You don't know who's going to come out. You don't know. You can't say these things with certainty. That's the problem. There are no certainties in this league. We got 3 minutes. Oh, it's three. What is it? 3:56. Any word? Anyone got any word? Anyone Googling? What's going on, Mr. Harris? How you doing? What's up, Mike? I haven't seen Mike in a while. The Giants are only competing against themselves. That's what a lot of people are saying. The Giants are just competing against themselves. He's back. Guess who's back? Back again. 4-year contract extension, 4-year deal. Oh, let's see. He's back on a 4-year deal. Let's see what we got here for Daniel Jones. Let's see what it is. Let's see. We got the news. Let's see if we have any breaking news. I don't have any breaking news yet. Let's see here. He's back. People are saying he's back. I'm okay. Exactly. Mike, wow. Did you hear Tish flew in because Mara is interfering too much? Hope not. But he's back. 4-year contract extension. What people are saying, don't care for salary cap. What's happening? I'm waiting to see too. I haven't seen anything. Where's Zach the Googler? My theory is this: if it's taking this long and they haven't tagged him yet, that a deal is pretty well intimate. I can't even talk tonight. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm trying to see what's here. I mean, I'm trying to get the official report on Daniel Jones. If it's a 4-year deal, then you know what? and we give them any more than $30 million after what Lamar Jackson just got. Let's see, several meetings 3 minutes ago. Breaking news: Daniel Jones and Giants have finalized a 4-year extension per sources. The Giants, who's Jordan Schultz is one. Jordan Schultz is one breaking that news. Let's see here, 10 minutes. Let's see here. We got any other news here? I'm curious to see what's going on here with Daniel Jones. Let's see how much we overpaid this fool. Let's see, 4 years, 40. If it's 4 years, $40 million a year, I hope that's not it. I hope that's not it, because then we are basically stupid. You give a quarterback that, if you add up all his stats, is only 3,900 yards and 22 touchdowns, and pay him like he is a top flight quarterback. Yowza. Let's see here. They tagged him now. I'm hearing him saying, this is insane. What's good, Hirsch, for real? Joe, fire Joe coming. Oh, fire Joe is coming. Ian Rappaport and Garofalo are reporting. Bro, Tim, it's 40 million a year BS. I can't. I'm hoping, like I said, I was worried all day that the further this goes along, the further this goes along, it's going to be bad. The Giants placed a non-exclusive franchise tag on running back per Mike. The team signed Dan Jones to a four-year contract, which will allow them free to use the tag on Barkley. Great, you still have to sign Barkley, but what are the terms? Let's get the terms. I mean, I feel that's I feel bad. I feel bad because you know what? Let's see. Twitter says it's a 5-year deal. Wait, now what is it saying? Twitter says 5-year deal, and it's from the Giants verified. Okay, let's see. Anyone else got? Let's see. Definitely got to tag Barkley. Let's see. Is it a 5? Let's go to the Giants Twitter. Let's see. Giants Twitter. If it's a 5-year deal, then I'm just done with the Giants. I'm just done with the Giants. Because of the fact that stupidity abound, even if it's a 4-year deal. I don't see anything from the verified Giants Twitter sphere. Anyone see anything from the verified Giants? Yeah, let's see. G-Man says it's 164 years, 35 million with incentives. That's huge. 35 million. I was wrong. Well, okay, good for you, Chris. Thank you. Now the legit Twitter. Okay. I've only seen 4 years, 160. Okay, we're trying to see here. Not verified yet. But this is all wild, but this is all breaking as it happens. This is breaking. And now let's see. What did Adam Schefter post? What did Hirsch for talk with Zoe? What did Adam Schefter just post? Did he post that did he post that the Giants just went stupid? Let's see here. We're still waiting. And you got a feeling this also has to do with the Mara. I got even more concerned when I heard that Kevin Abrams was involved in the negotiations of this contract as well. You have to 4 years, 160, a decade of Daniel Jones. Oh, yes, meal. Not 35 million, not 35 million for 3,900 yards and 22 touchdowns for a quarterback that's only had one healthy season out of 3. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Sorry, I would have rolled the dice with Lamar. And what is this going to do to free agency? We have to see what the numbers are at first. We have to see what the numbers come down first. And I think that's going to be, it's going to be what is going to happen to the cap in year one. And I think that's going to be the biggest issue. We want to get to a lot of people's, they're posting things. Talk with Zoe says, yes, it's 4 years, 160, 35 incentives, franchise tag Barkley. That's our free agency. Yeah, you just said it. Skyline, nope, it's not. Please let him go. They're saying 4 years, 160, 15 touchdowns, 7. So you have 22 touchdowns, 3,900 yards total. And you just paid him $160 million. We have to see what's guaranteed. We have to see what happens in the first year. We're not going to get all crazy. It's funny because I posted something that I heard that Joe Shane did not want to go over 32 million average. So it's curious to see what's guaranteed and what's not guaranteed and what the first year has financially. The biggest issue is going to be what the terms are financially that first year. I mean, that's a lot to give an average quarterback. And you could say he's not an average quarterback. You could say he's an average quarterback. That is a lot to give a guy that if you look at him statistically and you look at what he's done, this is average. And I'm not trying to be mean about it. I'm not trying to be, disrespectful. But if you go by the league average, we got Barkley got tagged. Yep, we see that. But what to say? To protect, number one, huge mistake. Ben says it's over. I love this one. This is depressing. I swear. Ohio Hurricane says no conference title or Super Bowl appearances for the next 5 years. Fire Joe Shane now. You're not going to have to worry about firing Joe Shane if this backfires. If this blows up in year one, and if this blows up in 1 year or two, 1 year 2 of this deal, Joe Shane's gone. Brian Dable's gone. You have hooked your horse up to the Daniel Jones cart. That is beyond scary. Because if it collapses, if it collides, if it falls over, if he gets hurt again, it's over for both of these guys. Because you're not going to get to draft a quarterback. You didn't draft this guy. You didn't bring this guy in. But you're saying this is your guy. What's up, Mr. Belford? How you doing? Thank you for the super chat. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Hi there, Tim. I'm in my UPS truck, and this is one of the worst news that I can get. Well, yes. In reference to the sports world, this would probably be one of the worst news you could get. Yes, 100%. But we got to see the numbers. Let's see what the numbers are first. If they are team friendly in year one, you maybe can save a little bit of free agency, but you are going to have to nail the fuck out of this draft. And you are going to have to hope that Evan Neal turns the corner. You're going to have to hope that those 3 games were not an aberration for Kayvon Thibodeau, that he is going to be that player. You're going to have to hope all these guys come back from injuries. You're going to have to hope, because you are not going to get out and be able to replenish via these free agency. You are going to have to build strictly through the draft. What does Frank say? Frank, where'd you go, Frank? Frank says, do we still trust Joe Shane? No. No, I can't say that yet. I want to see the numbers. I want to see the full numbers. I want to see the full details of the contract. I want to see the full stupidity before I say whether I trust Joe Shane or not. I mean, I think that's the way you got to look at this. Brett says, what a disaster. Blackbird McKnight says, Daniel Jones got paid. I thought you all swore that he wasn't going to be back next year. No one said he wasn't going to be back next year. I just said I wouldn't bring him back next year. And if he fails, Blackbird, are you going to come on here and you're going to make stupid comments that you were wrong? No, you're not. So shut up. Let's see here. What does Tom say? Tom says, Tom Manhattan, New York says, this is as sad as the Mets trading Nolan Ryan. I don't really remember. I wasn't alive yet when they did that. I will say this was as sad as when the Giants in the Monday Massacre, and they traded Tom Seaver and Dave Kingman on the same day. I will say that. Tom has to say, no one wants Jones back. It's management. It has to be management. It is management. And I think Mara got involved. And like I said, I cringed. I literally cringed when I saw on ESPN that Kevin Abrams was involved in this negotiation. I cringed. Mr. Alvarez, what do you have to say there? That shows Shane is just a corporate stooge because he wasn't the same guy that said he wanted to save his cap money. Yeah, operational cap space is not going to be a great thing going on here. Rusty Nails, thank you for the super chat. Super chat to go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I still want to draft a quarterback somewhere in the draft. This is insane. It's insane because of the fact that you didn't know. It's not like you didn't. Like I said, I got concerned at like 350 because you figure at 350, you didn't hear anything about the cap. You didn't hear anything about the tag. I figured there was a contract coming down, but even if it's 35 million with incentives, we have to see what the guaranteed money is. We have to see exactly what, we have to see. What is Pandemonium? Pandemonium says, Tim, you have been wrong since last year. Wow. So what? Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're right. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. What have I been wrong about, though? Oh, Malik Willis. Okay. Thanks. I'm glad you wasted your super chat on that, but all super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. It's all good. Mr. Harris drops in a big, says the Giants are signing Daniel Jones to a new 4-year, $160 million contract with $35 million in incentives per source. I want to see what the money is. I want to see what the guarantee is. Thanks, JR. I want to see what I want to see what the guaranteed money is coming in at. I'm not going to sit here and freak out just yet, because of the fact that you still have now that $10 million cap, $10.1 million on Saquon Barkley. So we have to see what the numbers are coming in at. We have to see what those first 2 years are at. And then we can kind of get worried. Christy says, Judy had an awesome year, and we knew Dables. And knows Dables, I'm suing. You don't have the assets to trade people. Blackbird Sarah, you're going to say that if he does. I've said it before. I manned up and said it after the Minnesota game that he played well. I manned up every time he plays well. I man up and say it. Yeah, I've said it before, and I've admitted when I'm wrong, but this is a mistake. Tom says we should have just tagged Jones, and that's it. Then you let Barkley hit the market, Barkley was gone. Barkley was, if you let Barkley hit the market, he was out of here. So I mean that's what I don't think they want to do. What do you have to say here? 82 over the first 2 years. Sheesh, is that what's coming in at? Are we coming in with that? So it's still 6 years, 140 for 140. Let's see here. No fly zone. What do you have to say? No fly zone. What do you think the Giants get for Saquon on a non-exclusive? I think they're going to keep. Honestly, I think they're going to keep Saquon on the non-exclusive. I think they'll probably keep him at the 10.1 because you got a 26-year-old running back. I wouldn't give him more than a 3-year deal. All aboard the Jones train. Woot woot. Oh my God. Are we guaranteed? Are we figuring out yet what the numbers are the first 2 years? Because that's what I'm really curious about. 82 million over year 1 and 2 guaranteed. That would be $41 million a year guaranteed over the first 2. I hope that's not right. I'm hoping that's not right. What do we got here? No fly zone. Tim, what do you think the Giants get? I already answered that question. If he wasn't tagged, yes, time to freak out. Let's see. Shane has hire is the biggest disappointment. I don't know if it's the biggest disappointment, but we'll see. 82 million guaranteed in the first 2 years, Tim. But what's the first year number? Has anyone come up with the first year number yet? What's that first year number? Because that's going to be, you figure you have 54 million in your salary cap. You're going to have 10.8, or was it 10.8 allotment for your rookie class? The problem is also on that. Which is only 3.3, I think, vis-a-vis the rule of 51. But then when the rule of 51 expires, you still have to make up that other end. So, and then Shane likes to have $10 million in operational cap space, he said. So I mean, you got to see what that first year number is. Zach Attack coming to the big super chat. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Everyone has excuses for DJ now with this contract. This says that DJ can win with the cast. This shows Mara has been controlled. I do think Tish, like I said, when Kevin Abrams was a mention that he was doing this, I got concerned. But this, yes, if you're giving your quarterback 82 million guaranteed, if that is the true number over the next 2 years, he should do everything he needs to do without having to hear about, I need a wide receiver, I need an offensive line, I need a running back. He should be able to do it. It's not a bad deal if he performs as a top 10, but the problem is his stats rank as a top 20. And that top 20 would be 19th. It's not a terrible. We don't know what the contract is yet. We have to get the full numbers yet. Full numbers. What does Christie have to say? They can backload the contract by tagging Jones. Would have been bad. Well, right now, if you really truly gave him 82 million guaranteed over the first 2 years, you're paying him Josh Allen Mahomian money. I don't see it. Daryl Smith says the best. I'm surprised Shane risked his career on this guy. This has Mara stink all over it. Is there a Mara stench? Now we can go sign Odell Beckham. Of course we can. Why not? We got all the money in the world. Anthony says after all the talk about won't be bringing Jones back, they sign him to a huge deal. How does that feel? You don't have your finger that close to the pulse of the team, I bet. Wow, Anthony. Anthony needs a blowjob. Anthony, you need to loosen up, dude. Let's see here. By 10, it's time to quit New York Giants shows and move to the movie trivia. Oh my God. Let's see here. Mike says, if we're going to be hilarious to see all the people in Daniel Jones trains turn on for being overpaid. Oh my God. Week 1, if Daniel Jones throws 2 interceptions or has a fumble and they lose the game, the Daniel Jones panty boys are going to lose their fucking minds. And I'm going to tell you this. I am a season ticket holder. I'm going to ride his ass like Zorro. I'm on the field. Mr. Zoe, Mr. Talk with Zoe will tell you we're on the field. Anything you are going to, Mr. 82 million over 2 years, you are going to hear it. I want Mahomian numbers. I want 5,000 yards. So let me get this straight. Derek Carr, 9 seasons, 9 seasons, 4,000 plus seasons, never thrown under 20 in his entire career. 4 Pro Bowls, only gets 37 million. Daniel Jones gets 82 guaranteed over 2. Ivan says, Amara strikes again. It's true. G-Man, we would have tagged him. It would have sucked that they had one bad year that screwed us up the cap. Now the Giants are locked in with very little wiggle room. Are we getting the true numbers? Are we getting the real numbers yet? Are we getting the numbers that Kevin Neighbors should have been out with the Gettleman? I do agree. Hirsch for real drops in, saying we aren't going to get Richardson or Stroud in the draft. Nope, we're not. Chris D says no more like a top 15. No, he was actually ranked 19th in stats. Dan says he better have over 1,000 yards. I know. I'm just in the mood today. I'm in the mood today. This is not the day to troll. Besides, my keg's not working right. My tap's not working on my keg, so I'm not too happy about that. Christy, we better get him a wide receiver in the draft. We better get him a wide receiver. We better go get him a lot of things. Montana says maybe they can pay you and I $20 an hour since there's no money left. Can we Google the final numbers? I want the final numbers. If it's truly 82 guaranteed over the first 2 years, that's not good. I'm very concerned about Shane now. I really am. Do you think the mayor fired Shane and Dale? Oh God, if this does not work out, this will end Shane and Dable's career. There's going to be no drafting a quarterback. There's not going to be picking your own guy. You are gone. If this fails over the next 2 years, and I do think the Giants are going to take a step back next year, but if this is coming up here, if this fails, they're both gone. There's not going to be any ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're not going to be allowed to draft a quarterback because you gave a quarterback $160 million. Okay, Tim, it's time to follow the Mets instead. Oh, no, we're not going anywhere yet. What do we see here? Larry says, hey, look downfield, DJ. Look, there's a guy with a number on his chest. He's so lonely. Well, if he's beyond the line of scrimmage, he might be lonely because Daniel Jones, 14 passes, 14 completions behind the line of scrimmage in 1 game. Greg says they'll be shopping at the Salvation Army for free agents this year.
That's what she said.
Sorry. They are saying 35 with incentive. And like I said, Talk with Zoe knows. Go subscribe to Talk with Zoe. He's a great young giant YouTuber. Hangs out with an old man like me on game day a bunch of times on the same. But we are on the sidelines. We will be there. We will be there, Daniel Jones. And I'm looking at you. I'm not small and I'm not a quiet motherfucker. I'm not. So like I said, I'm going to ride your ass like Zorro. You are going to hear it. And this is the thing. Anything that goes wrong now, there's no excuses. You paid him like a top 10 quarterback. Top 10 quarterbacks make the guys around him better. Does Daniel Jones make the guys around him better? No. We saw what happens when he went up against a real team like the Eagles. You could talk about the Viking games, 31st ranked defense. You could talk about those guys. But we saw what happens. Let's see here. What do we got here? Protects all the hate for Tim is crazy. The Jones signing is a mistake. Yeah, whatever. To protect, it's okay. It's all good. I got broad shoulders. And you know what? I fire back. Yeah, I like to. Let's see. People are allowed to disagree with him. You are. You're not. You just be respectful about it. I don't care. The cheapest quarterback contract Shane will sign. His tenured. You don't know that. Tom wants 5,000 yards, 40 million year. Good deal. How is that a good deal? Explain to me how $40 million a year for 3,900 yards and 22 touchdowns and a 9-7-1 record and 3-5-1 in your last 9 games, and you got wrecked by Philadelphia is a good deal. That's all I'm asking. I still love this one. Hey, look downfield. There's a guy with numbers on his chest. He's so lonely. Let's see here. What does Frank have to say? Frank says Shane and Dale had enough capital for a rebuild on the quarterback plus the cap and talent. Yeah, you're right. Okay, people are clueless. I'm out. Bye, Chris. You won't be missed. Derek Carr, 9 years, never won a single playoff game with all those weapons. Actually, Derek Carr really didn't have any weapons, a lot of weapons till last year, but that's okay. And he also had the dysfunction of the John Gruden issues. But we don't want to talk about things. $40 million a year will be solid in 3 years. What if he fails? It is then an anchor. It is then an albatross. What if he fails? What do we got? Ms. Harris says Daniel Jones, $82 million over the first 2 years from the Giants. But what's the cap? Does anyone know what the cap number is that first year, this year, the 2023 cap number? Do we know? I love this from Logic's Finest because it's true. Giants need 4 offensive linemen, 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 4 defensive backs, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Where's the money? We don't have it. We don't have it. Talk with Zoe said, you're all ready for a consistent 9-8 season. I'm thinking we're going to be 7. Let's see here. Oh no, I lost power to my mouse. We lost power to the mouse. Hold on. We lost power to the mouse. Oh my God. I knew something was going to go wrong today. I think I have another wireless mouse here. I got a bunch of wireless mice here. We're going to have to plug in a mouse. The man cave. This is only a little bit of the man cave. I'm very upset though. I have a keg thing, and the keg tap's not working, and I just put in a new keg. That's mountain shit when you have your own keg. Hold on, we gotta put a mouse in here. All right, everyone, talk amongst yourselves while I put in a mouse. Talk amongst yourselves. Hold on. All right, one of these mice work. Okay, we're back. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's. Oh, I've got my mouse back. All right, got my mouse back working here. All right, what do we got here? Oh, we got Mr. Olson coming in here. Let's go here. Let's go to Mr. Olson here. I know there's a lot of people here salty. I'm not a big fan of this, but DJ here to stay. And we got to support DJ. I'm going to support him. And I'm also going to tell him this guy right here? This guy right here got so much shit even after winning Super Bowls. DJ has done nothing. This guy got crap left and right. So we're gonna support him, but we're also gonna support him. Average 40 million, Zach Attack says. Okay. Well, said the Giants have gone and lost their minds, keeping Jones and paying him $49 million a year. Has Mara's print all over it. I think Mara and Kevin Abrams. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Tim. I think the Giants should not sign him, and let's see what they can get on the market. Boy needs a reality check. Well, he's not getting a reality check. He's getting $160 million. Talk with Zoe says, next year, the quarterback class is literally generational. We'll now be stuck with Jones. Go eat your shoes. Go fuck off. How about that? You're put in timeout because I don't care about people. I always love it when I always jokingly tell people, I wish I was just big once. Joe Pesci. Dominic Palmer says, you're right. I'll support the team regardless, but I can't say that this is a smart move. You're right. Yeah. Bob Hill says, at least now we know. And knowing is half the battle. Scott says that Rodgers is going to sign with the Jets. You know it's going to happen. You know Rodgers is going to go to the Jets. Brandon Williams says, good to see you, Tim. Good to see you too, Brandon. This is absolutely crazy. Doesn't deserve this. So what happens if he plays like garbage this coming down next year? All the Daniel Jones fans are going to say that he didn't have things. So he didn't have weapons. He didn't have wide receivers. He didn't have anything. Let's see. Didn't Jones make Hodgkins better? We don't know yet. You're talking about 6 games. There have been plenty of wide receivers. Did Timmy Smith look awesome in the Super Bowl, rushing for over 200 yards? There's been plenty of what's his name? Mike Clayton over at was it Mike Clayton over in Tampa? 1,000 yards that first season, fell off the place of yours. Giants then picked him up. He actually won a Super Bowl with the Giants. You don't know. Logic's Finest says, finished 371 when Saquon was the offense. The so-called game-winning drives barely threw the ball. Let's see here. We got a super chat from the Zach Attack. Let's jump to that. All super chat goes to Children's Hospital. The NFC East is like thanks, bye. Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's see here. What does Roy says? Roy says, my coworker just ran to me and told me the great news, go Big Blue. So hopefully your coworker is a nice guy. Todd says, don't freak out. Let's see the details of contract, what's guaranteed, and what cap money hit us up front. The dead money will can't. Well, evidently, Todd, they're saying that 40 or 82 is guaranteed in the first 2 years. That's a big number. That's a big nut out of your salary cap. But we got to see what's guaranteed. We got to see what's what. We do. I agree. Why are you not a fan? Have you seen him play? Have you watched him play for 4 years? $35 million in incentives. So the cap number is $35 million in year one with incentives, because that doesn't make me happy. If you have a $55 million cap and you just tag Saquon for 10 and you have a 10.8 cap allotment. Yes, it is only 3.3 with the rule 51, but the rule 51 expires after camp. What does RV say? What's going on? What's going on, RVFT? Shane will get fired if he blows up his face. Daboll's might as well be fired. I don't think Daboll's is good enough to coach to keep him the team round the flip for 2 years while they get a replacement. Oh, there's going to be no replacement. The general manager comes in next, going to have a replacement. Larry Long says, Tim, I agree with you. He is not the quarterback. He is years into his career. We need a newbie, young, strong, smart, swift on a rookie deal. We did. That's how teams are winning right now. That's you get, unless you have Mahomes, you can't give these guys this huge amount of money. You can't. You really can't. It's just the way life is. It's the way life is in the NFL. He made Richie James better. Actually, Richie James had the exact same seasonal stats that he had all the other years in his careers with the 49ers. There's nothing better about him. And when Richie James was dropping the balls all over the place and he was being missed by Daniel Jones, does that make him better? Mike Lee. What's up, Mike Lee? Congrats, DJ. You won't have any weapons. Look, you took all the money. What's up, rah? What's up, Tim? I am sad. No, don't be sad. We don't know what the exact no. Don't everyone be sad yet. I am gonna look up the exact numbers because that's what I do. I Google things. I'm a Googler. Let's see here. 14 minutes ago, Chuck Dillon used tag and contract agree. Let's see what 25 minutes ago. Let's see what they're saying here. Well, guess who's back again. Reporting the contract is 4 year with 35 sources say with 35 million more in upside. So there's a 4 year worth 160 with 35 million more in upside. So the contract could be 4 years, 195. General manager has limited since start of the season. Blah 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 blah. The 40 million average value ties Dak Prescott, which is a mistake. Matthew Stafford. Oh my God. All right. Don't be sad. It's all good. Don't be sad. Mr. Alvarez, what do you say? They're really coddling this kid at this point. It's blatant, and I can't stand favoritism in football when it comes to mid-level players. Chris has to say, Hodgins looked good because they knew the system and already had rapport with Daves, not because Jones is a god. I can't believe it's a OG knockout. Mr. Edenberg says, what do you say? It's a 4-year deal. You think the Giants has an out after 2. It makes it possible for the Giants. I said the Giants should do a 4-year deal with an out after 3, but you're giving them 82 guaranteed in the first 2. You got to see what this first cap. You got to see what this first cap is. You really do. Hard for me to watch this team with DJ as our quarterback. It's not easy. And I got season tickets, and I love people who say, "What the hell do you care? It's not your money." Really, the thousands of dollars I pay to go every year to sit in the stands with my season tickets. And pay for the parking. And pay for everything else in that stadium is not my money. Yeah, it's my money. Vlad the Impaler says 160. Crazy. Adrian says just set this franchise back 5 years. One good Giant. Yeah. Let's see here. What do we see? The Saints made a mediocre quarterback who's 0-2 his playoff. Yeah, because you know what? Because according to everyone else's theories, you need to have everything around you for everything to work out. And it's the quarterback's fault, when it's not the quarterback's fault when he doesn't win, but it's everyone else's fault when they don't win because their name's not Daniel Jones. Let's see. Mr. it's a sad day for the Giants fans. He better turn in the Peyton. He better turn the Peyton Manning. Hell right. 3-7-1 against good offensive schedule will be harder in 2023. Expect 5. I think they're going to get 5, more than 5 wins. What does Walla say? Can anyone explain to me why every wide receiver that comes to the Giants has to play with Jones immediately falls into the practice squad tag? This move is dumb. Well, you got to think of this. Golden Tate from Notre Dame, the consummate professional, Super Bowl winner, comes here. All of a sudden, he's a malcontent. Smooth sounds of Kenny G. Malik Willis. Bringing the boom. Sorry. Smooth sounds of Kenny G. 1,000-yard seasons, 10 touchdowns, ripping up the dome. Baby Megatron comes here with Daniel Jones, falls off the planet. Evan Ingram goes to a real quarterback. All of a sudden, he's a star again, gets tagged. We actually paid him that much money. Yeah, I think we did. What's up, Big L? I think we know we still need to know how much this counts towards the cap this year. I agree. We got to know how much it counts towards the cap this year. That is imperative. How much does a cap count during the cap this year? Roy Saquon got tagged. What does Mr. Alvarez say? Mr. Alvarez says, I can't see how Jones does against the AFC East. He had it in the NFC West. It's going to be crazy. $40 million a year average. Yeah, you're right. What did he do to deserve this? 3,900 yards, 22 touchdowns. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. What does Greg have to say? Greg said, I can't believe DJ is getting rewarded for mediocrity. 100%. DJ hopefully takes us to 2026 so he can draft Archie Manning. I have lost faith. Ryan says, lost faith in the Giants coaching staff and general manager right now. 160, 34 incentives, 35. I think we trade for Malik Willis. I'm down for that. I would trade for Malik Willis. But, after having Malik only had 3 games and played poorly, he needs to be out of the league because Daniel Jones gets years. I might not be our money, but it's our team. You're right. Good prompt. We got the pandemonium dropping the super channel. Super chat's got to fill the children's arms. How many quarterbacks on the rookie deal have won a Super Bowl in the last 12 years? Let me ask you this question. How many quarterbacks on their rookie deal have gone to the Super Bowl in the last 12 years? Only one quarterback wins a Super Bowl a year. You know that, right? Only one quarterback does. So just remember that. I love when people say that. Let's see here. I demand king of the checkdowns. King of the checkdowns. Yeah, I like it. We could do that, Mike. For you, Mike Lee, I'm going to do that. The excuses are going to pile up. The excuses are going to pile up like Wednesday's garbage day. There's going to be a ton of them. Sports Critic says we overpaid for an average quarterback. Yeah, we did. Let's see here. Let's see what Kyra can do. Bye-bye, DJ. Well, you know what? The moment he gets hurt is when things are going to go downhill. Coach Dave, what's up, Coach Dave? Coach Dave, we got to have you on one day. Overpaying for average, you held hostage by Eli's legacy, and now they're going to hold this hostage for Daniel Manning. You're not wrong. Eli Manning's contract that second-year contract was an albatross. I even said, like I said, I sat there that Washington game, and I sat there when it was -5 degrees, and I stood on the field for 4 hours because I thought it was Eli Manning's last game because he stayed at the dance way too long. What does the Zach Attack have to say? Zach Attack, all super chats. Go to Philadelphia Children's Hospital. So the Nano will report that Jones will receive $82 million over the first 2 years of the deal. This is the latest update. I need facts, though. Come on, Zach. I need facts. You are the Googler. Go ahead and Google. Call someone. Yes, but then he went to Jacksonville and became good. Dom D says Burrows and Allen better become billionaires with their next contract. Yeah, you set the contract. You set the contract with what you call. You set the contract with this contract sets the market of stupidity. Why answer a question with a question? I don't know. What's the question?
That's what she said.
I'm sorry. It's true, Zach. We are stupid of $82 million over the first year. Royal Money Entertainment, brah, had 15 touchdowns. Yeah, I know, 15 touchdowns. He's getting $40 million. $40 million for 15 touchdowns. Let's see here. What does Pete have to say? Pete said one good season does not warrant a big contract. I thought that this reminds me of. And the Yankees used to be notorious for this in the 80s. You would have a player, baseball analogy, you would have a player hit 235 entire his career, for 4 years of his career. Then he has a season where he hits 275 and hits 300 in the playoffs. The Yankees would then give him a boatload of money. The next year he hit 250. Next year he'll hit 215. That's what the Giants need to worry about. That you just Yankeed this. You just 80'd Steinbrenner, Yankeed this. You paid a 215 hitter way too much, and then he's going to revert back to what he was. Let's see here. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. We got another super chat. We're going to drop in for the Mike says, we looked at this team and said, let's just run it back. Starting to think Shane and half the fans don't watch games. I'm going to give Shane. No, I'm not going to give Shane credit. Shane, you're on the fucking clock. You took all that currency you built up after this 9-7 season. You put all that currency on Daniel Jones. If you are wrong, this is going to go badly. And Mike is 100% right. That It would have made sense to build for the future, to build your building blocks. You all, everyone, we are not sitting here as an organization and saying we are a quarterback away. We're not saying that. We are not saying we are a quarterback away. We are saying we are 2 guards, a tight end, 2 wide receivers, a center, defensive ends, 3 linebackers, a CB2, and potentially a safety away from making the playoffs. Oh, and a punter. Yes, 22 touchdowns. That would be 15 and 7 equals 22. Yes. $40 million for 22 touchdowns. Yes. 3,900 total yards with your rushing. Sorry, I've said this before. I have this crazy thought process if I'm paying my quarterback $40 million. It's called, and there's a word, it's in the English language, it's in Webster's. It's called vertical. Not 14 completions behind the line of scrimmage in one game. Not play action, roll out. You either throw it to the tight end or you run. This is what really gets me. This is what gets my goat. The NFL now, the Giants need to reinvent their entire offense. Why, Tim? They were successful. They won 9 games. Why are they going to have to do this? Because of the fact that when the league starts getting films, when the league starts figuring out and has a full season to digest what Daniel Jones can do, they alter. Everyone thought the 46 zone in the 80s was going to be the defense that ruined the NFL. Everyone thought the run and shoot and the red gun were going to destroy the NFL. Everyone thought the West Coast offense could never be stopped. It can be stopped. Ivana says, I'm no longer a Giant fan. No, Ivana, you should still be a Giant fan. It's okay. Still be a Giant fan. Just question. And this is what you're doing. This is what people that come here, you question, you think. You want to know why? Because you are not sheep. You have a mind of your own. And that's what this world is about, having a mind of your own, having your own opinion, having your own thought process. Group think fucking sucks. Think for yourself. If I could teach anyone anything in my advanced years, in my advanced age, and with my world of experience, I will tell you this. Think for yourself. Be your own person. Stand by your convictions, because if you don't, you're a sheep. Think for yourself. And it takes a strong person, man or a woman, to stand up in front of everyone else that is telling you you're wrong and hold on to your convictions. Because it is easy to give in. It is easy to become part of the collective. And that's what I want everyone to do that's a supporter of this channel, that follows this live stream, to think for yourself. Don't give up being a fan. Just think for yourself. Oh, Mike Glenn has to come in with Super Channel. Super Chat's going to fill over. Generous also, what makes the move worse, Saints and Seahawks had already set the marketplace. They already did. They had already set the marketplace. I thought they overpaid for I lost my water too. I thought they overpaid for Geno, but that's okay. And I think that it's a fair enough. I think it was a good deal for Carr. With the thoughts that I would think, and I could be another Lincoln. We only had a brain. But yeah, the market value was set, Mike. Great point. Bro, they don't need to adjust. Brown wants to throw the ball all over the place. He's going to get wide receivers to make that possible. Saquon is not the engine of the offense anymore. So you think Daniel Jones is going to be the engine of this offense? He is going into year 5. You're right. We're almost going to have a decade of Daniel Jones if he serves out the term of his contract. Rolly Lewis, what's up, my friend? I am no longer can trust Shane in his player evaluation. I don't disagree. Amen. Groupthink sucks. Bob knows it, because I think Bob, I don't remember if Bob's an older guy or not like me. Groupthink sucks. Think for yourself. When you have the Daniel Jones panty boys coming at you, say, I told you so. You look at them and say, you know what? Let's see what happens. I've said this before. I love when people always say, you were wrong about this, Tim. You were wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong about things. You're wrong about everything. But I always love it, because I always tell people I'm not wrong until 2-3 years down the road. And I wait. And I wait patiently. I never get any apologies, but I wait patiently. One day I will. What's up, Hurst for real? Says, what's up, Roldy? J.R. Wood says, can't wait for DJ to prove all the haters wrong. Good. I hope he does. I truly hope he does. But Junior Wood, if he doesn't, are you going to come up and man up and say he didn't? Are you going to disappear into the stratosphere? Ooh.
I'm the ghost of Giants past.
I love my soundboard. Greg says, I never want to turn off a Tim podcast, but this deal's got me sick to my stomach. Greg, come on, man. You'll be all right, Greg. You'll be all right. I'm going to talk you down, man. I'm going to talk you down. Stan says, does this contract officially make Joe Shane and David Legacy in the terms? Yeah, this is their guy. They are saying Daniel Jones is their guy. If this fails, they're not getting a second chance. This is it. They're not going to get to draft a quarterback because they would have wasted 3 additional years. Can we get the final numbers here? Frank says, yeah, I get to see Carr every week here. No, oh, yeah, you were from New Orleans. That's right. I'm very excited, Card. Ivana says, I am depressed, just like the time we drafted him. Well, let's not be depressed. I'm depressed because my tap is out on my keg, and I don't have my tap. And the tap's supposed to be here between 1:30 and 5. How am I supposed to have a beer if I don't have the tap from my keg? Just throwing that out there. Let's see. G-Man says, where does his 2200 rank around other quarterbacks? Yeah, the bottom. Hurst for real says, Shane knows he couldn't get Anthony Richardson. He didn't even try. The reign of terror has begun. Oh, yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Every coaching staff loved Daniel Jones, buddy. Every coaching staff, wow, they love them. Everyone in the league doesn't. So many people in this league have said the Giants are competing against themselves for Daniel Jones' service. But that's okay. The rest of the league is wrong. Giants are right. Saquon is on a non-exclusive. So what could the Giants possibly get for him in picks? Well, he's on a non-exclusive. If he signs anywhere, they get 2 first-round picks. So I think they're going to let him play off. I think they're going to let him play. Hey, Ohio Hurricane. I was hoping to get off my blood pressure and anxiety meds this year, but now, lol. Awful decision. You'll be all right. eBear says, eBear for life. Awful decision. I am sick. Don't be sick. It's okay. It's okay. Well, I'm glad I'm willing to man up and say that. I always man up. That's the thing. You got to be a man. Sparks going to drop a super chats. Go to Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Derek Carr punching the roof watching. Derek Carr right now is probably sitting there going, oh my God. I should have freaking waited 2 more days. Should have just waited. I could have got 50. I feel bad for Derek Carr, sports critic. I do feel bad for Derek Carr. Oh my God. Waking up, getting the racks in the morning. I'm now, I was broke and now I'm rich. These haters are salty. Nobody's a hater. And I only acknowledge you because of the fact that you donate to the kids. Let's see how everything plays out. High ceiling, low floor. I think it's low floor, low ceiling because we've already, this is going into year 5. Unless you go back to like the 80s and the 90s, you don't sit there with your quarterback and go, well, let's see how he does in year 5. Back in the 80s and 90s, sometimes they would draft guys in the first round. They wouldn't see the field for 3 years. And that was normal. Nowadays, if you have a quarterback who doesn't start his rookie season, something's wrong, especially if they're taken high in the first round. So we already know what it is. This was Daniel Jones' ceiling. More than likely, this was his ceiling. So you're paying $40 million for average. You hope and I'll hurry. Let's see. RJ says it won't even be a bad deal in the next 2 years, 3 years because he'll be the 14, 15 highest paid. This is the thing I can't stand with. It doesn't matter what the market's dictating. It's what you have salary cap wise. You have Dexter Lawrence's contract coming up. You have Andrew Thomas's contract coming up interior. You have the maturing deals of both Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, and your other first round pick you're going to have this year. What's up, Jersey Beaner? What's going on, my friend? What's up? Daniel Jones should be thanking the Minnesota Vikings defense for his big payday. You're not wrong. I wish you were wrong. Loving you is wrong. I don't want to be right. I thought I saw James in the chat. Where's James? Where's James Williams, man? No James Williams. We're not going to get to the fire Mara yet. Oh, we should fire Mara, though. Mike Glenn says there's no pressure like an athlete in New York on a huge contract. No one's going to feel bad for Jones. Oh, the Daniel Jones lovers are going to feel bad for him. So the first, 4 weeks. And then if he falls off the cliff, then it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly fast. Let's see. Vlad the Impaler. He pays the wrong player and refuses to pay the essential. You're right. You're not wrong. What's up, Mark? Mark says, Roldy had to cause the neck injury he had the season before. Let's see here. Jimmy G is dancing. Jimmy G right now is doing the electric shuffle. He's going, you can do it. It's electric. Waka, waka, waka. That's what he's doing right now because he's shuffling to the fucking bank. Oh my God. He was shuffling to the bank. He's shuffling off the Buffalo. Let's see here. James, I knew you were there. How do you sign this bum without even looking at Carr or trying to get Lamar? Are we really trying to win here? Lamar Jackson getting the non-exclusive franchise tag to me may turn out to be the biggest mistake, not only in Baltimore history, but in the NFC East, because I have this weird, strange suspicion that he's going to end up in Washington. I really do. Then we're going to have to see him twice a year. eBay for did the Giants not see the 3-7-1 finish? I did. I pointed it out 1,000,000 times. I've said this before. You don't go 6-1. You don't win some of those games by either a missed field goal or being stopped at the 1-yard line or a bad call back on an interception. You don't make the playoffs. But then you go 3-7-1 and everything's okay. Hey, I got 3-7-1 and 9, but don't worry, I went 6-1 and 7. Turn out the lights. The party's over. Bob says, I am laughing out loud thinking Derek Carr going to Gus Frerotte imitation. Literally tears in my eyes. Oh, Gus Frerotte. You gotta love Gus. I was really hoping they moved on. I felt Mara was pushing. I think, like I said, when I saw the fact that Kevin Abrams was involved in this negotiation and helping negotiate the contract, I got very upset. Anthony said, what is Andy? 41 million guaranteed for the first 2. Yeah. But does anyone know, do we have any numbers yet of what the first year cap number is? That's going to be the big thing. I did see this 35 million more in cents. I saw the same thing. It could potentially be 4 years, 195. Joe Shane got played. Joe Shane got played like a cheap fiddle. Let's see here. Daryl Smith says, now we take the training wheels off the offense. Let's see if his numbers are. Yeah, he now has to do everything that a $40 million a year quarterback can do. He has to do that now. You have to do that now. There are no excuses. There are no excuses whatsoever. Let's see. Man from the Masculine Alpha Network says, this is all merit. Eli Sanya now. This they almost sacked.
King of the almost sack.
I am sick, and DJ is selfish. Mr. Alvarez has to say that what makes me laugh is people complaining college players over 25 reached their peak as a player. Jones is over 25 this year, and last year he was at his peak, so I don't want to see it anymore. That, of course, is a reference to Hendon Hooker. Hurst for Real says, tanking for Tyrod wasn't going to guarantee Caleb Williams. I never want to just literally the worst nightmare. Yep. James Williams says it's a bad deal because he's average, nothing to do with it. It's a cheap contract for quarterbacks. At least the Knicks are good. Yeah. Hopefully Brunson will be back after playing with a little bit of an injury. Mike Lees, what does Mike Lee say? DJ doesn't have to worry. He has all the levers to drown out the sane fans. No, we're pretty loud. We're pretty loud. John has come in and says, we believe that Dubs and Shivers know what they're doing. At least we put this behind us and looking forward to the draft. You're right, because free agency is gone. James basically says, we're basically just told Saquon that we don't really care or value. Shaking my head. We basically told Saquon I think he's going to be on a 1-year deal. I'm not saying Baker Mayfield would have been better. No, I'm not saying that. I like the Baker Mayfield, but he proved me 100% wrong on that. What to say? Mr. Cormick says, how are you going to make moves for these weapons? It's going to have to be the draft. You're not going to go get D-Hop. You're not going to go get you're not going to go get Odell. You're going to have to figure out a way. It's going to have to be the draft. It really is going to have to. You're going to have to figure this out through the draft. You really are going to have to. Let's see here. Marcus White just says, we just like that. We are back to the dark ages. Yeah, okay. Not wrong. Maybe Shane got a guarantee from Mary that this is a backfire as he keeps his job. Hopefully got it in writing. Like in the movie In Clear and Present Danger with the Harrison Ford and William Dafoe, when the one senator or whoever's got the thing in writing. Hopefully he got it in writing. On Suicide Watch, Danny Dollars, ugh. Well, no Suicide Watch. We're good. We're good. The Skyline says, are we going to get, how are we going to get out from under this contract? Well, for the next 2 years and $82 million, you're not. You're not going to. I mean, I think that's the thing you need to look at. What does Nick say? Nick says, can't be a $40 million man to throw us 50. Well, don't forget the 5 rushing touchdowns. It's technically 22. That's at least worth 40 million. And I don't know where my sarcasm button is.
My professional,
Oh, wait, there we go.
my professional opinion that now is the time to panic.
Let's see. Todd says, any chance Saquon won't sign the tag and sit out the year? Like, no, I don't think. I think Bell set the bell curve that you don't do that, because look what happened to his career. You got to get paid. Oops, why is my, like I said, I had to switch mice here and it's terrible. Mr. Roberts says, this draft is solid for depth, but not superstar. I keep saying that too. I'm not a big fan of the wide receiver depth outside, wide receiver class outside maybe the first 10. Tim, we need to count the incentives. We're paying him almost $50 million a year. Yes, technically you are right. You do need to count the incentives. Yes, technically you are right, because they fall, but you have to see what the incentives are for each year. So yes, you kind of have to think of that. Stop being a hater, Tim, and the hater's gonna hate. I'm just gonna shake it off. Ooh. It's all good. It's all good, Swing Culture. I know you're being facetious. What's up, my brother? What's going on here? What's going on? You know what's going on? We just overpaid for an average quarterback. And you just said it right. We're going to give you a 2 for 2 Tuesday. No more excuses. No more excuses whatsoever. Daniel Jones is going 8-10-1 against the NFC. How many of those wins are against Washington? Just throwing it out there. No more excuses. You're right. You're right. Swing Culture TV says, where'd you go? I just had your comment. I just clicked it. Did I click it? Let's see. I hope it's not the ceiling. Oh Lord, I just hope it's not. Luis says, why did you make us lose the S back in 2007? Why did you make us lose the Super Bowl back in 2007? I didn't make us lose the Super Bowl in 2007. Wasn't me. I wasn't there. I only went Super Bowl in 86 and 2000. Let's see here. I know you're probably thinking something. I'm not figuring it out right now. I'm just, it's one of those days. It's one of those days. Shake it off. Shake it off. You know what? Does anyone want to complain? Does anyone want to come on for a moment and complain? I'm going to do that. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to post it in the chat here if you want to come on for a second. Look at that. I'm going to post it in the comment section. If anyone wants to come on and voice their displeasure or voice their concern about Daniel Jones and they have a mic. I love this one right here. Yeah, I love this one, Greg. Now we can't afford a punter. We don't need a punter. We're going to be like Dallas your premium. We're just going to go. We're just going to go for it. We don't need a punter. We're never going to kick again. We have the $40 million Daniel Jones, man. Yeah, man. We got $40 million Daniel Jones. We're never going to have to kick again, man. It's going to be 4th down. Never. 175 points a game. What's up, Lee? Just don't understand this at all. Jimmy G is cheaper. Yeah, 5 wins against Washington. So there's 5. So he's 5 wins against Washington. Does that tell you a bad Washington teams? A pimp named Slickback comes in, sir. Other than Mahomes, no quarterback has won a Super Bowl earning more than 12% of the cap, 12.5%. The Giants will be paying him, we've seen 16, 18% over the next 2 to 4 years. Pimp named Slickback, no more logic. Logic's not allowed. You're not allowed to actually point out facts. T-Brad just says 4 years, 160 million. All right, we're gonna drop our first. Okay, what's going on, my friend?
How you doing?
I'm good. What's going on?
It's actually an honor to meet you.
Oh, well, the honor is all mine. I'm so glad you came in. So what are you going to say about Daniel Jones?
Honestly, it's really, really depressing. Like the fact that Shane could have used the franchise tag or the non-exclusive, and he didn't even he didn't even use he just fell into Daniel Jones traps. So it's really depressing. Like for the next 8 years, we're just gonna suck.
Well, you know what? That's well said. And I don't know about for the next 8 years, maybe for the next few years. But what do you think? What do you think? 82 million though over the first two.
I was expecting Shane to at least offer him like 20 million, 15 million.
Right.
But $40 million, like that's insane. That's crazy. Mahomes makes like what, $50 million, $55 million.
Yeah.
So so Daniel Jones better put up at least 25 to 35 touchdowns and at least like 10 picks. So, and we better. This is basically a Super Bowl team.
It better be a Super Bowl team, but
and we have so many holes. It's kind of sad, a little depressing as well, and especially like I can't. It's hard for me to watch this team. Like I can't watch this team at all, especially with Daniel Jones. You're
gonna have to watch. I'm gonna talk you off the ledge. You're gonna have to watch. It's gonna be okay. I'm glad that you were able to call in. I got a bunch of people dropping in here, so I want to make sure everyone gets a few minutes. I really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting. I always see your comments in the sections. You know what? Let's just hope. Let's just hope.
I don't know about hope, but I mean hope. I don't know. It's tough.
It's a tough road. It's a tough road to hoe, man. But we're gonna be fine. You got me. We got everything going on. We're gonna be fine. But thank you for calling. I gotta drop into the next person here. We gotta go. Let's see here. What's going on, my friend? Is it Jabbar? All right. Well, Jabbar, if you come back, let me know. Let's see if Nick is in there. Nick, can you hear me, Nick?
Hey, can you hear me, Tim?
I can hear you, Nick. What's going on, my friend?
Hey, man. First things first, man. Big fan of your show and everything. I watch you all the time. But yeah, just with quick thing and make this quick. Daniel Jones. I was kind of hoping they kind of go in a different direction because if they sorry, I'm a little nervous.
Okay, man.
Because there's a lot of upcoming drafts. I wanted to see if they can move up. Because the time is now. Like, I was talking to one of my coworkers. They're gonna put their job on the line for Daniel Jones, who is kind of unproven. I was kind of hoping he kind of get the Derek Carr contract because that's more close. So I think Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones.
Right.
So I was kind of hoping he maybe get around that, but $40 million, that's a little too much for me. And I do believe that it was a slap in the face to Saquon, that saying, I get it, you value the quarterback over running back. It's hard to pay a quarterback in the second contract, but it's still, I think, stupid, man. Highest I would have went maybe 38, 39. I mean, 40 and above. Daniel Jones ain't worth it to me. So, and if they don't get no talent around them, we're going to be at least struggling to get into the playoffs every year again. So, unless you have a top 5 defense. So, let's see what happens, man. Thank you for your time. Just wanted to, let you know, fan of your show.
Nick, I appreciate you tuning in, and you know what? Let's just see what happens. If you want to be online like Nick was, I've been posting the link. And Nick, I appreciate it, and we're gonna drop into the
already
person. And thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in. Give us your opinion, because you know what? I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah. Take care.
I'm right there. All right, thanks, Nick. All right, we're gonna bring in Montana for. Make sure if you drop in, we're gonna make sure we get everyone 5 minutes. We got Montana, New York. What's going on?
Welcome to Montana, my brother.
What's going on?
Welcome. Hey, here I got good news, Tim. In Montana, we're on 2-hour different time zone, so it isn't 4 o'clock yet. We're hoping for different results.
We're hoping for different results. We're hoping that something's going fairly wrong here. What's going on,
It's
my brother?
crazy. It's crazy. Hey, life's good. I got a gig tonight playing some music, and it's gonna forget about all this stuff. But appreciate your show, and just wanted to have an opportunity to say hi. We all appreciate you. Do a great
Well,
job.
I thank you. I mean, I really do appreciate it. And like I said, I know you've been a big subscriber and a good friend of the show. So what do you think? 82 over these first.
I think the whole thing. I'm kind of more a philosophical type of person, so I sit there and play Daniel Jones. How do I go to sleep tonight and say, what about my other players? That's what hits me. It's like, does Daniel Jones sit and say to himself, how are we going to put a team on the field?
There was funny. I've talked about this before. There was an episode of The Simpsons where they have a guy that's supposed to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and a critic asked him, "How do you sleep at night?" And he said, "On a big pile of money with lots and lots of beautiful women."
There you go.
So, I hope that. I mean,
that's funny.
Funny. It's crazy that, and the incentives itself. It's just, I don't know.
It's just scary. I get concerned for the team perspective. I mean, I almost think, is there a way to stop how quarterback salaries are getting so out of control? I mean, it's happened all over the NFL. You got some players that really deserve it, but I mean, when you're talking even more than $25 million a year for a quarterback, you're really screwing your team as you go higher. Do you disagree? I don't know. You know a lot more about this than I do.
I think that people have shown the way in the league. Unless you have a Mahomes, unless you have an all-star, unless you have that all-pro, you got to win with those in those first 5 years of the deal.
Yeah.
That rookie contract, and Daniel Jones is now going to be in year 5 making $40 million. It's just going to be, but man, it's one of those things. It's terrible. Like I said, we have to just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we're going to stick with the Giants. I've been a Giant fan. I think I told you before. I saw Fran Tarkington play at Yankee Stadium.
You did.
I'm old. That's how you know you're old.
Yeah, I saw Craig Morton, so I wasn't going. I didn't go back to Tarkenton, but I got the Craig Morton injuries.
Homer Jones, Spider Lockhart, all those guys. I got my NY jersey on.
You got your NY jersey. My Giant father's favorite Giant, Bob Tucker, the tight end. I mean,
you
had a lot of guys. No, but Bo, let me get on.
Hey, great. Thank you. I just want to say hi, Tim. Great. Thanks for the great work. Good luck on your new show.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Bo. And good luck on your gig tonight. We're gonna drop in the Big L, doing it. L, we're running a little. I know we're supposed to record today at 5:30. We're running a little late. What's your thoughts on this, man?
I think let's not act like the sky is falling, because we don't know what the whole shebang is. Well, I think I saw Carr is only counting like $1.5 million towards the.
But they're saying that they're giving him 82 over the first 2. So I don't think they're I don't think they're like giving him $1.5 million, then 79 and a half.
Isn't Aaron Rodgers making like $60 million cash, and it's only counting like $5 million towards the cap?
Well, Aaron Rodgers' contract is a weird contract, the way it's structured, and that's why they're going to have a difficult time trading him to the Jets, because there's a lot of different payments. And there's a lot
until we really know what is going to count against the cap. I don't think we can go and go all crazy about not bringing in players or who he's going to be bringing.
If it is true that it's 82 over 2, that's 41 a year, guaranteed.
Yeah,
but I don't think, like I said, I don't think they're going to give a big nut that second year.
Yeah, we'll see. But I mean, at the end of the day, if they believe in him, I don't really believe in him. We know this. Everybody knows that's tuned into your channel knows that we don't really. DJ is not my favorite DJ. So it is what it is. I think at this point in time, I still believe that they're going to draft a quarterback. I think he's probably looking at a second round or a third round selection to go after. I don't think they know that there's probably a 2-year out after this. After 2 years, they're probably going to say, thank you, DJ, but it's been nice knowing you, because I don't think they're going to be hedging all their bets on this one basket. I just don't see them being that Dave Gettleman like, because they're going to be bounced out of here. And again, I think some of the chat was already saying it's already getting warm. That seat, that Dable seat, and that Shane seat is getting warm as this deal just went down, because it's going to be put up or shut up again with bringing it back. So we'll see what they do with bringing back Barkley. I mean, I just don't understand how you're going to give this guy this, this Mariota production with a, a Carr like deal, because even Carr has way much more leeway or performance than a Daniel Jones to be able to deserve this type of money.
No, I 100% agree, man. Like I said, we're gonna wait and see what happens, but you know what? It's gonna be interesting. Now, Big Al, I gotta let you drop off because I got a bunch of people that are trying to get in the chat, and I want to make sure I get to as many people as possible. I appreciate. I'll text you in a little bit, my friend.
You got it, buddy.
All right, man. Here is the funk. Here comes the funk. Duke of Funk, man. What's going on?
How are you?
I'm doing good, man. You're broken up. Well, Dom is paused. Dom. Call back in when you get a chance. We're gonna move on. We're gonna go to our next part. Is it Devar?
Hello. Yes.
Fall over?
Yes. No, I have my phone somewhere.
Over.
Man, oh my God. Okay, so my thoughts about this. Giant fans who sit and say and talk about, this season was a great success. Granted, yes, we made the playoffs. Yes, we looked better than the. Can I curse on here? I don't know if I
fucking do it all the time.
We're better. Okay, we're better than the shitty years we've had in the previous. We didn't go like 3-14 like we did the other years. Yes, we did. We went 9-7, or 9-7-1, whatever the record was. But out of the 9 wins we won, 2 of them came against playoff teams. Only 2.
Right.
So if you're looking at this season and saying, well, this is what is a reason why Daniel Jones is worth $40 million, I need to get what you're smoking on, because that means there's some good shit. Because it's not about the fact that it's not about, oh, we need to be the same team, or we need to no, but it's just now it's like there are no more excuses. I don't want to hear we don't have any weapons. I don't want to hear we don't have an offensive line. I don't want to hear any of that. We're paying him that much money, so he should be a top 5, top 10 quarterback, which is what we're paying him right now. And I personally don't think he's that. And I feel bad for him, because it's like now it's like it's do or die. It's like you're a bust or you're good, but you can't have it both ways. You can't have the big time money and then come out there and not put up big time plays. And it's like when people look at the fact that the Giants don't have a good team, or they don't have the roster, even when Eli was playing, the last 2 years of Eli's career, he was the highest paid player in the NFL.
Yeah.
So it's like, and those last 2 years, we were saying, oh, we don't have weapons, we don't have an offensive line, we don't have this, we don't have that. And I hear that, but it's like, at some point, it's like the quarterback themselves, like Tom Brady never signed big time deals like this, and these type of players, like they save their cap space. You're telling me that we got rid of Kenny Galladay's shitty contract. You're telling me got rid of all these terrible contracts, and you spend it all on Daniel Jones? He has to be the second coming of Peyton Manning. That's the only way this can make sense. So
I don't disagree. We're getting some reports that 19 is guaranteed in the first year. The 19 is the cap hit on the first year. Well, like I said, we're not getting the full value of the contract, but it just doesn't make sense. And I've said it before, we're not a quarterback away.
Right.
And that's the thing. And you are paying him like we made the Super Bowl, and
we got bitch slapped by the Eagles. Like the Eagles think about these last 5 years. From the moment we took Saquon in 2018, the Eagles had a quarterback. He was an MVP quarterback. They realized he wasn't shit, got off of him, was terrible for a couple of years, got a new quarterback, rebuilt their team, and went back to the Super Bowls in the same time that the Giants ain't shit.
Yep.
So
right. They retooled and went back again with a quarterback that they took in the second round.
In the second round.
Giant fans make fun of.
Everyone, but thank you so much, man. I listen to you all the time, man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you dropping in. And like I said, we're going to hold out hope. We're going to have a video tomorrow once we figure out a little bit more what the numbers are at. But man, let's just keep our fingers crossed.
We'll see, man. Yes.
All right, I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah.
Let's go to Danny Slimes. Danny Slimes, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Well, I just wanted to say about Daniel Jones, it's going to be a little surface area, but I just hate that they maxed him out without, what about Saquon? Have they said anything about Saquon yet?
They tagged Saquon to the non-exclusive, so that is a 10.1 hit. Of course, he can negotiate with any other team in the league, and the Giants have the right of to match the offer or not. And of course, if they do not match the offer, they pick up 2 number ones. So I'm more worried that Saquon is going to be a little salty for being tagged, and seeing what happens. There.
If Saquon leaves the Giants, I genuinely believe that Daniel Jones will not win half as many games. If you look at the numbers, half those touchdowns were because of Saquon. He was open. Only one of those came from, I'm forgetting his name. It's the nigger.
Okay, we always have stupid idiots, but let's go to Dom. Dom, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me, Tim?
Yes, I can, Dom.
Okay, sorry, I was a little thrown off by that last idiot.
Yeah, well, you know what? Idiots come in bunches. So
yeah.
Luckily, we don't have that in the chat all the time.
Yeah, very true, very true. But yeah, so I mean, he with these incentives, he's essentially getting paid like Mahomes.
Yeah.
So no excuses. Everybody who's been saying DJ needs weapons, DJ needs an offensive line. Well, number one, good luck signing those guys with how our cap's gonna look. And number two, those excuses better not exist this year because he's getting paid to an elite level. He's got to perform. I mean, I go to a lot of games during the season. I got 2 uncles that have season tickets. I'm there all the time, and you don't really see it as much on TV. But when you're in the stadium, you're jumping up and down, saying, "Go!" There's wide open receivers. He leaves them wide open, and he's a run first quarterback. He's not a pocket passer, and I'm just. I'm in shock. I feel bad for Dable. I feel bad for Saquon. But, I would be surprised if Mara didn't have something to do with this.
I think Mara probably had a hand in there. I think he's still having the Eli Manning shakes, that he is gone. But, at the end of the day, we're just going to have to just wait and see what the numbers come out to be. We're going to have to wait and see where, what it looks like from the long run. So, but, right now if you're going to get paid like Mahomes, I want to see Mahomes.
Exactly.
If you go to the circus, you want to see the people on the high wire. And that's what it is, man. And I really appreciate you calling. I got a bunch of other people that want to drop in before we get out.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Dom. I appreciate it very much. So we got the venerable James Williams coming here. Big James, what's going on, my friend?
What's up, brother?
What's
up, everybody in the chat? I'm contemplating what I'm gonna do with my life now. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with my sports life.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
3 words. Let's go Knicks.
I know. That's why I'm like, I had to switch the hat. I'm like, I gotta think positive. The Knicks, they're actually winning. Okay, I'll just ride with that. I'm just gonna make 3 quick points because I'm usually my brother. I love you, and I know you got other people to get to. So real quick, three quick points. Number 1. We honestly may have to look at Joe Shane like he may not be the guy. And I know that's crazy to say after 1 year, but we didn't even look at Derek Carr. The Ravens put the non-exclusive tag on Lamar, which means we could have traded for him. We didn't even think about that possibility. And honestly, his draft class from last year, So he's got
a lot to do with that, though, as well. But yeah, I agree.
Of course, but at the same time, there was other picks better than Wan'Dale Robinson out there at the wide receiver position. We've already seen that. The guy in Pittsburgh, there was a couple other players we could have had, but whatever. It's hindsight, like you said. So moving on. Second point, Kenny Galladay, we let him go. if he goes to another team and succeeds the way Evan Ingram did, then guess what, people? We had weapons and our quarterback didn't know how to use them. So I don't want to hear that excuse anymore because Evan Ingram looked damn good in Jacksonville last year with a real quarterback. Kenny Galladay looked good with Stafford before he came here in Detroit. So if he goes to another team and actually remembers how to catch, then what's the whole argument about weapons? And the last point I want to make is I like idiots like that guy who was on there because that's why I had to make the video I made because I'm not just going to sit here and listen to all these idiots on social media say stuff like that. That's so sad. That guy, he needs a girlfriend and a hug. But I'll just say, my last point, if you think, who's that guy, McKnight, Blackbird McKnight, whatever your name is, because nobody uses their real name other than me on social media. If you think Daniel Jones is better than Lamar Jackson, you may need your head examined and you may have some other agenda you're trying to push because Daniel Jones is not better than Lamar Jackson, period. And that's what I got to say.
No, you stay. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. You're my co-host because we're going to drop in the Dahmer.
Hey, how are you? Hey, can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you, Dom. What's going on, Dom? I got 3 other people in the chat, so
I'll be quick. But firstly, everyone okay over there?
Hey, hold on.
That's what she said.
Sorry.
I'm just hoping everyone kept safe over the weekend with the storms. By the way, I hope everyone's well.
Yes, sir.
We're all good.
It's I mean, this is not a surprise, right? I mean, we've been waiting for this for a few days. It's been reported for a while. But I mean, my question really is, what does this mean for the guys coming down the road cap wise, right? You've got Dexter Lawrence, you've got Andrew Thomas. You've got what's his name? I forget his name now because it's late and I've had a busy day. But you've got all these guys coming down the road, and what does it mean for them, right?
Right.
And that's going to be the big question that Shane's now going to have to work through. He's taken a big gamble here on 1 year production. And we've all got to hope it pays off. But I have my
we have to wait. We have to see what the final numbers come out because we have the Twitter speculation. I'm not going to do a video about it till tomorrow because we got to see exactly what the contract is before we jump off the bridge.
Very, very good point. But you'd have thought at some point you're going to have that big salary hit.
It's going to be a big number. It's going to be a huge number a year.
I mean, it's either going to be a big number average over 4 years, or it's going to be front loaded or backloaded. You'd have thought backloaded given the cap situation this year.
Dom, don't you go on? Dom, you can hang out for a second?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm going to also drop in because I'm curious because I've always seen Swing Culture TV coming in the chat. We're gonna drop Swing Culture TV on the mic with, of course, the Dahmer, myself, and the venerable James Williams. What's going on, my friend?
Peace, Tim. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm always doing well.
Dom, James, how y'all doing, brother?
What's up, brother? Doing good.
Man, everything's everything. I mean, I'm thinking this wasn't a good move on Shane's behalf. So you're a Knicks fan. I've been a suffering Knicks fan. I think what's going to happen now is I'm going to be a suffering Giants fan. I don't see how we're going to sign the other guys that's coming down the pipeline, like Dom said. And I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe it's a little bit of pressure from the front office as far as the ownership is concerned. But I don't see how you pay a guy who threw for 15 touchdowns?
15 touchdowns, 7 rushing, 3,900 total yards, including your rushing statistics.
And you know the funny thing, right? I was watching the Super Bowl, and I saw how the two impact plays by Kadarius Toney. Now, granted, the guy couldn't stay healthy. Right? now, but to your point, right, James? Weapons, right? So it took Davis Webb to throw a touchdown to Kenny Galladay, right? I went to the game when we got blown out by the Eagles. I was at that game, and I'm looking at receivers wide open. This guy is checking.
Which one where we got blown out? Just out of interest. I'm joking.
He's not looking down the field. He's not going to progress. To his credit, as the season went on, I started seeing him go through his progressions a little bit more. But in my opinion, when you pay this guy, and again, we got to look at the contract. When you pay this guy $160 million, it's for one, it's selfish on his behalf. For years, Tom Brady took less money to be able to build the team around him. So now the onus is on him. So all these the Daniel Jones, the Lever Boys, we're gonna see what happens when we get to mid-season and things are not going as smoothly as we need them to be, because we need help at linebacker, cornerback, receiver. We have those all over this team. So
tight end, offensive line,
2 guards,
right?
And the thing is, four quarterbacks have won the Super Bowl. When they take up under 10% of the salary cap, or when they're not rookies, right? I mean, and they're Eli Manning and Tom Brady, and that's a concern now because he's going to take up a substantive number. Now, you're right, he did progress last year, and you have to now hope to God that he continues that progression. I have my doubts. We've seen it with Leo Williams. We've seen it with other players before. I have my doubts, but let's hope Shane's right. And from my point of view, you have to continue trusting Shane until he proves you wrong. But this is his first big test and his first big gamble, and let's see how it goes.
Well, Tom, I got to answer Joey B's question. Joey B says, "What if you are wrong? Is that possible?" No. Okay, next question. So we're gonna move on from there. Mr. Spring Culture, can you hang out a second? Can you hear me? Did you freeze? Swing Culture for you.
He's talking to you, brother.
Yeah, can you hang out a second? We're gonna drop one other person in. We're gonna have you hang out with Tom. Tom, are you there, Tom?
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, Tom. You got Swing Culture TV. You got Venerable James Williams, and you got
I've been following the channel on and off about 3 years now, I think. This has to be the worst one yet from now on, because Shane has proven me right. You guys remember I was here doing the draft. I said, based on his picks, I don't like this guy. You guys said I jumped the gun, but I don't know, man. The draft was already kind of okay-ish, but now this, we paid a guy who couldn't throw 20 touchdowns, $40 million. I don't know how do we explain this? It's did John Mayer made him pay him $40 million? I don't know. I kind of hope there will be a press conference. They will tell us who actually made the decisions.
Well, they won't say who made the decision, but they'll definitely be a press conference. But
I'll only give Joe Shane a pass if the ownership made him do it. That's it.
That's the only time. Wait, we got another comment from Joey B. Joey B is answering someone else's comments. He goes, exactly. The arrogance is not justified, just wrong all the time. Joey B, no. Go away. All right. So, it's.
Yo, you guys in the chat do realize we just paid our guy more than the Saints paid Derek Carr.
More than Geno.
He got 150. Derek Carr got, my fault, brother. Derek Carr got 150. We giving this guy 160. Derek Carr is definitely more proven than DJ, and we paid our guy more.
Yep.
But what do you I don't even understand the comments. I ain't gonna front. This season, I see some of y'all pop up on these streams. I'm bullying y'all. I'm gonna be a bully this season. No, I'm dead serious. Because some crap, it's not even funny. It's oh, I don't want Lamar. He's too expensive. You just overpaid for a broke down Buick. What are y'all talking about? Lamar Jackson is a Ferrari. You're supposed to overpay for a Ferrari, not a Buick. Sorry, just had to get that out.
All right, Tom, we're gonna let you go, Tom, because I think there's a couple of people going to drop it. I appreciate you hanging out there as long as you did. Irish Rover says, James, I loved your last video. Of course, if you didn't see the James video with me, James, why don't you plug your video real quick?
Oh yeah, it's called Are we chasing Martin's dream, or are we just chasing the bag? It's just a little video I made, just talking about some things that don't really get talked about enough, in the community on social media. Tim was gracious enough to have me on to plug it. He's let me plug it one more time. You definitely should go check that out. Are we chasing Martin's dream, or are we just chasing the bag?
And Dom, why don't you plug the cookies that you make out of the tree?
Well, actually, I was on cake duty at work today, and they were really quite nice. True story. That's why I'm dressed up smart, right?
I would say, you got a haircut. You look good.
I know. What can I say? But here's the rub, right? He's currently now the tied 7th highest paid quarterback in the league, roughly.
Oh my God.
His contract.
Oh my God.
He was the
Is that a
19th
fish
best
plan?
quarterback in the league last year in his best season. That's the concern, right?
Yeah, I mean that is Swing Culture TV. Talk us down. Talk us down, man. Talk us down.
I'm thinking to myself, Geno Smith, 3 years, 103 million.
That's high.
That's all I got to say.
It's not talking us down.
I was gonna say that just made me mad.
That made me mad. I have to go out now and punch someone in the back of the head.
Oh my God.
How were you thinking? I want some wisdom.
I don't get it. I don't. This guy, in my opinion, his best year was his rookie season minus the turnovers.
Yeah, and he had most of those touchdowns. What, 4 games?
Yeah, 5 against Washington, I believe.
Yeah, against a very bad Washington team. And I think we've also came out that the Giants are. Well, he has 4 of his 8 wins or whatever against Washington. So the NFC East.
You know what's going to piss me off if Washington signed Lamar to a similar contract.
You know what? I said that. You probably missed that earlier in the show. My biggest fear, and I was actually talking to Dom about this today, that Lamar Jackson goes to Washington. He gets $45 million. They give up the 2 first rounders. It's a Dan Schneider thing, and we have to see him twice in the East. And then Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott.
But he's gonna have a brother except for us. Great.
All right, guys. You know what? I got to get out of here. I got to go cook some dinner, like we always do when we have special guests come on in. We always have the final thoughts, and I'm gonna start with Swing Culture and see what your final thought is. Wait, we got to drop in one other person because I got to see this. Don't anyone go anywhere. We got Giants overpaid. Giants overpaid.
My final thought is to all the Daniel Jones fans, I'm waiting to say I told you so.
You're waiting.
I'm waiting to say I told you so.
Oh my God, we got to know. Giants overpaid is just a fool. So, you were waiting for your told you so. Dahmer, what's your final thought?
I mean, let's see what happens, right? But I think this is going to set us back for the next few years. I really do. I think it's going to really limit the side and the quality of game we're being able to watch. That's the sad truth of it. I really do, and I really hope to God I'm wrong, but I'm not sure I'm going to be.
James, my friend, my brother, my literal brother.
Yeah.
Tell everyone I'm coming over. Because I need to be talked down, man. You know what the worst thing is? I'm going to James Williams to talk people down.
Yeah, no, that's not a good sign.
Usually you have the ladder leading us up to the ledge so we can jump.
Yeah.
So James, you have the final thought.
Well, first off, I just got to say this. For all of you losers out there, if you think getting on a video and saying the N-word a bunch of times is going to bother me worse than any racism I've seen, you guys are really losers. Yeah. You need to get out your mother's basement. So I got to say that because apparently the losers are out today in full force. If you think getting on the screen and saying the N-word a bunch of times, hiding in your mother's basement, means anything, no. You're actually a real coward.
Absolutely unacceptable. To be
just had to say that. Had to say that. Sorry, Dom.
No, James, you're spot on. I was agreeing with you. It's completely and utterly unacceptable and ridiculous behavior.
And normally, I got to say this. It's just because of the fact I think it's because we had a lot of people in the stream that normally we don't have the idiocy.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on. It's like
I think it's just that,
I just had to say that real quick because that just to say.
I appreciate it because you know what? I'm tired of yelling at people.
Well said, James.
Well said, James.
But my last point is just all of you people in the chat again. Blackbird McKnight, I'm going to remember your name, brother, because I'm still looking for the guy who's going to pay me $20. We had a bet. And he didn't, and he just disappeared a year ago, and he just disappeared. So all you people in the chat, I want to see you here 6 months from now. Because we're going to know real fast if this worked or not. It's not going to take a whole season. we're gonna know probably by game 8 or 9.
Right.
We're gonna know real quick. So I want to see all you people back here. If this isn't if we look bad and he looks overpaid and he's kind of going backward instead of forward, have the guts to come back on here and say you were wrong. That's it. You know, because this is crazy. Like this guy is overpaid. We should not have paid him more than Derek Carr, who has proven more in this league than the guy we drafted out of Duke.
And my final thought is this: we don't know the numbers exactly. We don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. Do I think this was a huge mistake? Yes. Do I think people are fucking idiots? Yes. Because if you come to James's point, if you come out and do something stupid on a channel, you're looking for attention. You don't get the attention here. You usually get my raft, but today I'm in a mellow mood because I don't know. Because you know what? It's got to get better. You know, I keep seeing that the first year number is 19 million. So he took 19 of the, but that of course is not with incentive. So he took 19 out of the 55. So we already wasted 10. So it's 29 between Saquon and Jones. I mean, we got to see what's up the sleeve. We'll have you say we'll have like 24 million in cap space, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. This is why I don't do live streams anymore because people are idiots, James, and you know that. So,
yeah, I know.
But you know what, guys, we just gotta have confidence. We gotta have faith. We gotta wait and see. But I'm not hopeful. But you know what?
You got to hope for the best, but
hope for the best, prepare for the worst. This is Tim. This is James. This is the Dahmer. This is Swing Culture TV. Swing Culture TV. Do you have a channel or anything you want to plug?
Not right now.
Not right now. Did anyone say you sound like Wyclef?
Probably so.
Okay, I thought so. Because it's been killing me, and I'm like, he sounds like Wyclef. I was like, is Wyclef John on my channel?
Oh my god!
To be fair, Tim, I'm surprised you let him on because he's got better hair than you.
Hey, my hair day. I'm having a bad hair day. Okay, lay off the hair. It's a bad hair day today. I've already said that. It's windy.
I can relate.
It is windy.
It's a windy day. But you know what, guys? We're gonna do we're gonna have a video tomorrow. I think I haven't decided yet, but we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate everyone that did come in. I appreciate everyone in the chats. I appreciate James and Swing Culture and Don from hanging out there. And you know what, guys? At the end of the day, we're still Giant fans. We're just going to see how long we're Giant fans for.
Forever and a day, you pick your team, you stay with them through thick and thin.
You stay with them. And you know what, guys? We are out of here.